In Essequibo, 99.1 FM.
Burby's 99.5 FM. Kaieteur Radio.
Good day, welcome to your news at noon on Kaieteur Radio. I'm Kevin Smith. Let's get to the news in detail. ExxonMobil is adamant that the company and its partners are taking all the risks associated with the development of Guyana's lucrative oil and gas sector, since it does all the investment and production of the nation's oil resource. The company has insisted on this explanation as one of the main reasons for its massive take on the problematic 2016 PSA. However, the ExxonMobil-led consortium is in fact legally insulated from any risk and liability associated with the development of the oil and gas sector by virtue of it owning a limited liability company, ESSO, which is legally responsible to Guyana for oil and gas development in the offshore Stabroek Block. Former EPA head Dr. Vincent Adams said the problem presents itself, however, when the government of Guyana does nothing to counteract that strategy as an important part of the country protecting itself. Meanwhile, the government has been assured by ExxonMobil that it will not walk away from any accidents that arise at a $1.3 billion pipeline that is part of the administration's gas-to-energy scheme, geared at slashing electricity costs by 50%. Attorney at law and resident of Wales, West Bank Demerara, Elizabeth Dean Hughes, has however warned that while the implementation of the gas-to-energy pipeline project continues with an operator and/or contractor that continues to vocalize words full of promissory undertaking, this may not be legally enforceable. And carjackers have struck again. This time, one of them on Tuesday posed as a passenger to lure an unsuspecting taxi driver into a trap and to be hijacked at the Dookie Road, Soesdijk on the east bank of Demerara. The fake passenger hired the car and told the driver, a 48-year-old man of Roxanne Burnham Gardens, that he wanted to go to Temeri, but as they were getting close, he changed his destination to Dookie Road, and it was there that he and some other accomplices pounced on the taxi driver and stole his car. The carjackers, however, were not so lucky to get away with their crime because swift police action led to the recovery of the stolen vehicle before it was stripped and arrested the suspects. Not only did they find the stolen car, but one of the suspects led them to the location where 6 other cars suspected to be stolen were found. And I'll just tell you, the government on Wednesday signed a $2.5 billion Guyana contract with Nabi Construction Inc. to build a new laboratory facility for the Guyana National Bureau of Standards at the Sophia Exhibition Complex. Funding for the project is coming out of a $3.4 billion Guyana facilitated by the Inter-American Development Bank and is expected to be completed in the next 18 months. And with the country's first monkeypox case confirmed on Monday, the government, through the Ministry of Health, has been in discussion to procure vaccines that can be used to treat persons that have been exposed to someone with the virus. This is according to the Minister of Health, Dr. Frank Anthony. The minister noted during his update that while there are about 3 different antiretroviral medications being used under emergency use authorization, and noted these medications are not widely available around the world, so very few countries would have access to those medications. And just before we head to a short break, let's tell you that Region 7 Chairman Kenneth Williams has confirmed that heavy rains experienced over the last few days has caused massive flooding in Kaieteur. Kaieteur is a small Region 7 community close to Venezuela, the Venezuelan border with Guyana. The chairman has released photographs showing the severity of the floods. Wooden homes and shops were almost covered, and residents were seen maneuvering their way through chest and neck-high water levels to higher ground. According to Williams, more than 45 families have been affected and displaced. The Civil Defense Commission is currently in the area, conducting an assessment of the situation in the area alongside officials of the Region 7 Regional Democratic Council. You're listening to Kaieteur Radio. The time is now 12 hours 11 in Ghana. We'll take a short break and return with your news.
Did you sound? Heard you got a couple $1 million for me. Summer's gonna be crazy. It's easy like 1, 2, 3. Can't believe all this money for me, money for me. I got to get the CASH. That's the code for the vault, so let's play. Top up with 1,000 and the next day you could be a millionaire. Did you sell?
More than 15 million to grab this summer. Top up with $1,000 or more to collect the letters to spell CASH for a chance to catch millions in the Digicel's cash vault. Top up today.
Did you sell?
This is GHK Lal, inviting you to join me weekdays from Monday to Friday on the National Outlook for commentary on a range of issues, immediately after the 12 noon and 7 p.m. newscasts on Kaieteur Radio at 99.1 FM and 99.5 FM. Looking forward to you sharing in the conversation.
Welcome back. Let's continue with the news. A mother of two was on Tuesday reportedly burned with a pot of hot porridge by her reputed husband at their home located at La Parfaite Harmony on the west bank of Demerara. The burnt woman, 20-year-old Annalie Gonzalez, is presently at the Georgetown Public Hospital nursing severe burns to her back, face and other parts of her body. We were told that Gonzalez's in-laws are alleging that she had sustained her injuries in a cooking accident where the pot of porridge exploded on her. Bibi, however, said that when they visited her on Wednesday morning, she told them that it was her husband who had thrown the pot of porridge at her. Gonzalez was too weak to relate more details about the incident, but allegedly related that her mother-in-law had told her to say that it was an accident. Police are currently hunting the husband, identified as a 24-year-old man, for questioning. And the Bank of Guyana is expected to meet with local insurance companies today in a bid to strengthen local content and that particular area of business. Bank Governor Gobin Ganga explained that the meeting will deal with proposals from the local sector regarding its involvement in local content. When asked if the meeting will involve discussions on having insurance policies for the local oil and gas sector in the country, he maintained that the meeting will deal with the sector's proposals on how they deal with local content. As a regulator, the Bank of Guyana administers the Insurance Act and thus functions in adherence to the legislation. The bank has been involved in conversations regarding the topical issue of insurance coverage for the growing oil and gas sector here. It is for that reason it was suspected that the meeting might be related to oil and gas related insurance being available in country as required by law. And a $64.9 million contract has been awarded for the rehabilitation and upgrade of the Blacinton Road and Lamaha intersection. Minister of Public Works Bishop Juan Edgel said the works commencing on a Saturday, commuters will soon have improved access when the stretch of road measuring more than 100 meters is rehabilitated. And at this time, of course, usual, we wrap things up with the page 7 of today's Kaieteur News dedicated to being blunt. A media report also accused the Vice President of corruption, but still no investigation. Vice President Bawar Jagdeo launched a stinging attack on the African Guyanese umbrella group, the International Decade for People of African Descent, Guyana. He accused the agency of corruption, claiming that their leaders are pocketing tax dollars that are supposed to benefit Afro-Guyanese, but provided no evidence. It was thus disheartening to hear from the agency that the unjust tongue lashing from the Vice President came just months after the government launched an investigation into the agency's spending, allegedly because of a media report. It was a media report by the Foreign Vice News Agency that also accused the Vice President of corruption and bribery, but nothing has been done about those damning allegations. Several Chinese nationals accused Vice President Jagdeo of bribery and corruption in the mining sector, oil and gas, construction and others. Yet it was more fitting to launch an investigation into an Afro-Guyanese agency, claiming they have done nothing for their people. And this is the one Guyana we speak of. Why has there been no investigation into Sioux? And that brings us to the end of today's News at Noon. I'm Kevin Smith. Thank you for listening.
Want value for your advertising dollar? Then place your ads on Kaieteur Radio's newscasts. Streamed live on 6 different mediums, reaching hundreds of thousands. Advertise today and watch your dollar grow.